Look at him go.
Welcome. The mic drop is back. Voltaire, how have you been, brother? How you doing?
Hi and hello, everybody. I've been fantastic. We're right in the holiday season. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's got the holiday spirit going.
Yeah, we have two guests for tonight. Thumbs up the video if you want more guests on the mic drop. We could try to accommodate. Voltaire handles some of that, and I invited Joe. So glad to have both RJ and Joe because we have some great DC stuff to talk about. The future, where DC is going next. Some rumors and speculation that's extremely fun, which I think James Gunn's comment is very revealing on Dave Batista. Does it mean confirmed anything? No, but I think he knows exactly he wants to be next. Let's see who's high. See who's high in the chat. Let's say hi to the chat. I cannot tell who's high in the chat. Perp's not there, so I know that one.
We don't judge.
I don't judge. Donovan, love Creature Commandos so far. Can't wait for episode 4. I heard there's lots of sexiness in this series.
Is that
and
right?
I already have.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of stuff in the show. Yeah.
Who is Voltaire? This is Voltaire.
Hi and hello,
Voltaire. Zeke, you know Voltaire. Donovan, that is what we're going to talk about. Should you believe James Gunn?
Yes.
No, you shouldn't.
Why
not? Just reshoots. No, I mean I'm happy, but I think there's a lot more going on there than
going to LA for a day to do pickup shots. That's a
and nothing else. Nothing else.
Well, pickup shots can mean a lot of things. It
can. Exactly. Let's have fun with it. Should we get to? All right. Taladia's been a member for 21 months. Thank you, Taladia. Thank you for supporting the show in this way. We really appreciate it. And the voicemail, the mic drop voicemail is working again. We had some people test it out. So please leave a voicemail. Voltaire would really, that's one of his favorite parts of the show. Please leave a voicemail for Voltaire to answer, to his expert opinion on pop culture talk.
We love the voicemails.
And Larry, if we want to do, again, mic drop next Friday, Larry, if you want to come back on with me and Voltaire, because when we were on last time, there was a bunch of people on it. So we want to get more also, Larry's been pretty good with viewers. People like Larry's commentary on some of the music video reactions. Not me and Bruce so much, but they like Larry.
You still haven't put up your all-time best music video reaction.
I still have to find it. It's in those back ones. I will, Joe. I'll do it. I'll work on it this weekend. Trust in Gunn. Gunn doesn't miss. Okay. All right. Cool. So should we talk about first? Oh, you're allowed to say your first reactions now, RJ, right? You're allowed to say what you think, but you don't want to spoil anything, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I put out my review already, so.
Okay, well, what can you give? Go check out his review for sure, but did you want to give any highlights of your review? What you really think of this?
Well, hang on. Pimp where people can find it, RJ, in case they don't know.
It's on Twitter.
Okay, there you go.
Yes. That's where he makes his money now. That's great. He's using X. People are making some.
There's a reason it's called X now.
Why?
Because we broke up.
Well, all that's happening.
The future is filled with blue skies.
No, I know what you're saying. I actually am getting mad with all my super lefty friends and progressive friends because all you're doing is causing the people that are left to lose followers. It's all of a sudden my sub count drops on X, and I'm like, oh, there's all my lefty friends leaving the X for the blue skies.
Well, I don't like to think of it as being a lefty because don't forget, I'm a lifelong Republican. I think of it as being not an asshole.
Well,
it's just too lusty over there.
For those of you who don't know, RJ is an esteemed guest. He now is a DC insider. He got the preview of Creature Commandos. He got all the episodes. He's already seen them.
Mm-hmm.
RJ is also bubbling over with the Christmas spirit. I don't know if you know this, but RJ stands for really jolly.
Really
Good.
jolly. Awesome.
Yeah, I wore my Grinch sweater on Monday. So
I got a guy on today. He pities the fool who doesn't believe in Christmas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I said super lefty. I'm an independent thinker. I don't really want to identify.
I think you were there on January 6th.
All right. With this talk, let's get back to Creature Commandos.
You know who? That's a perfect segue. That is a perfect segue to Creature Commandos. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I wasn't. But the Sons of Themyscira may have been. I think that's why Gary. Actually, let me give you the context first. Gary from Nerdrotics, which I do not cover on the channel much, only when it's fun. Because you know what narrative he pushes. You know what triggers him. This triggers him. Does he think that James Gunn DCU is not off to a great start because of the quality, or because there's certain shots taken with the Sons of Themyscira?
The opening of the show is a news clip of the Sons of Themyscira where they talk about. That's
the beginning of the show.
The opening scene is a news clip where they explain who the Sons of Themyscira are and about how there's a news clip where they interview somebody. It's like, for all you woke feminists out there, how come men don't get a code of Themyscira? It's not very inclusive, or whatever he says.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like.
You think Gary would love that because he'd be in on that. He'd be like leading the charge.
No, like the anti-SJW say, they're fine with comedians taking shots at everybody, but when it's them, they don't like it. They really don't. It's not everyone. I'm fine with comedians taking shots at everyone. That's funny. Although it also seemed like I picked up even more from the clip. It was Jake Tapper from CNN as the voice of the news reporter.
Use the voice.
So that did not help things. That did not help things, having an actual CNN reporter talking about the Sons of Themyscira.
So hold on. I'm sorry. I don't know what the Sons of Themyscira is. I haven't seen the show yet.
Well, I'm going to show you some images. I'm going to be careful not to play the video because it's Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers sucks with claims. So there's this scene here. This is all I've seen so far of Creatures Commandos.
You haven't seen the show yet, Max?
No, I want to. I'm probably going to watch it tonight.
Well, in a news report, they announced that there's a group called the Sons of Themyscira, because Themyscira is all women. It's the Amazons. It's Wonder Woman's people. Only women are allowed on Themyscira. So the Sons of Themyscira are basically the Garys of the world, who hate feminists, and they're like, why aren't men allowed there? You should be letting men on your paradise island. We belong there too. So,
which is probably accurate. Hey, Jade, nice to see you. Watch both episodes. Degrassi is basically just saying they're a certain group.
Yeah, okay. A group that Gary has appeared on stream with before.
I don't want to make false accusations.
No, that's not a false accusation. They appeared that the leader of the Proud Boys was a guest on Friday Night Tights, and he whipped his dick out live on air.
Oh, that's that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also the same guy who said that.
That's true. Okay, yeah, you're right. You are accurate. Yes.
I remember that guy because back in 2015, he said that you should be embarrassed if you play Batman Arkham Knight, and that gamers should be ashamed of themselves for making a Batman game rated M for adults only.
Okay.
That was really weird back in the day.
Well, here these Sons of Themyscira are under the control of Circe, though.
Yeah, Circe is their leader. Yeah, she's basically she promises them, "Oh, I'll take you to Themyscira." I forget, my brain's not working. I'm also tired, but like she makes a promise to them about like getting access to Themyscira if they work for her and stuff, and yeah.
Huh. I'm surprised he went political.
Promises them
trying to be like the boys.
Promises them pardons. Is that what you said?
No, like promises them like riches and like getting access to
sorry.
Themyscira. Yeah,
riches. Okay. All right. So you're surprised, Voltaire?
Well, I'm just surprised the first Gunverse project has any political leanings in it at all.
Okay.
But hey, it worked for the boys, so I guess maybe he's
I think it's the kind of the vibe of the boys type of commentary, which is actually, if you're gonna call things woke and progressive, it is. But I think the boys picks fun of everybody.
Yeah, but James Gunn's not got a history of doing that in any of his projects that I remember.
Well, the Suicide Squad, there's a whole commentary about the U.S. military-industrial complex and how the U.S. government can sometimes want to clean up their foreign policy messes.
So yeah, I feel like that's a broader, like everybody thinks that the military-industrial complex is kind of bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Guardians 3 basically had that whole underlying PETA animal cruelty message.
Again, that's something everybody can get behind.
Yeah, that's where, like, yeah, but besides your political leanings.
Well, this show, I mean, there's a through line in this show, I guess you could say. It's well, I don't know if I could say the word because Max will get yelled at me if I get demonetized, but Yahtzees are bad.
Oh, no, he did say that in the press tour. We drew a line and decided to say, you know what, we're not with Yahtzees. Yes, that was funny when he did that. But yeah, okay. People are sick of that. I don't know, whatever. I don't care. I don't care if that's a storyline personally.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, as long as it's done well, as long as the good.
But like, you know how, like, for example, The Boys is kind of on the nose with it.
Yeah,
you know, they're
very on the nose. Yeah,
yeah. I'm surprised that he would touch that kind of content.
Yes, I am, Cal. I'm very cool. Heat me up with some super chats. I saw you on the Roca show earlier. I was watching Roca. I'm just kidding, Cal. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's get we're because I want to talk about Dave Batista. Honestly,
yeah,
I have some
I
video
can give my review if you want.
Yeah, so here they're looking,
maybe
drinking beer, guns, partying.
It looks like a
wait, did you say they're farting?
No, partying.
Oh, I was gonna like, where'd you get that from?
Like,
is this? Wait a second, did I find an Easter egg? Is this the same guy that had the Snyder Cut shirt on?
Well, no, it looks like him, but
I think it's the same guy that had the Snyder Cut shirt on Harley Quinn.
So this animation.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, while you're looking that up, this animation stuff. Anybody's ever watched Venture Brothers?
Yeah.
This is Venture Brothers. This looks like, what's that character's name, Joe? The number 3 or whatever it is, the main henchman there. He looks very much like him.
I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen Venture Brothers.
All right, it's a different art style, but let me I think this could be, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, so keep this in mind. Is this the same guy as this in a different art style? Nah.
They're both incels with orange hair.
Looks like a nerd.
Oh my god!
They're both overweight incel weirdos.
Yeah, it's that style.
With orange hair,
I think it could be he just shaved off his beard. He's got whiskers. One of the directors of the show. I think Larry says definitely same guy. I think it's animators love to do that stuff. So there's one more part. This is from the Harley Quinn show, released the Snyder Cut.
Animators do love that. So, and hey, how about giving Max credit for finding that, everybody?
I think it's possible. I'm not saying 100%, but I thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, it could be, but I don't think it's a slam dunk.
No, it's not a slam dunk, but yeah, he shaved the beard and then there's just scraggles now. It looks like him. He's got a mullet. I think.
Here's a question: did they get the same voice actor?
I don't know.
Fourth says, "Oh my God, it is Snyder." Oh, Fourth, I'm gonna try to do. I have a big interview tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to do. I think I'm gonna do Terrifier Sunday. Terrifier Sunday.
Yeah, on the holy day.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely going to do it though. Definitely. It's literally the same showrunner. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else is in this clip that has
Wait, go back real quick.
Release the Snyder Cut. It says right there.
No. Go back a little further. You can see his username at critical skeptical over feelings.
Facts over feelings.
Hero comment.
That's a bench.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, critical skeptic facts over feelings.
Okay, but here's the thing though, Voltaire. Is it funny though? Yes, it's funny.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with these.
Right,
sorts of things.
funny.
I'm just surprised James Gunn is going this route. It's not historically what he's done, and you'd think this is the first Gunverse project.
Not knowing why Gary said that, do you think this is why Gary said that?
Well, this is on the nose, right?
Yes.
This is what the boys does.
Facts over feel. Yes.
He's also hated the boys, so
yeah. All right. Well, I think it's. I can't wait to watch it now. I don't care what those.
Brassy, that's who
you can make fun of super progressive woke people too. I don't care. Make fun of everyone. Just try to laugh with them a little bit more than just punching down. I think this is laughing with them a little bit. Maybe it's punching down on. I don't know.
Hang on, RJ. Are these characters portrayed like buffoons and?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course they are, yes.
Okay. All right.
Look at this picture here. Look at this picture here.
Interesting route he's taken.
And then Amanda Waller said, what's this character's name? Rick Flag Sr.
Yeah.
Rick James.
And Waller said these people are dangerous. Yeah, it is pretty political, I guess. Right off, that's the start. I thought it was a scene. That's like the start of the show.
No, this is the start of the show. This is how it starts.
And then she shows this new group with really cool characters. And there's Weasel again, which I really don't like Weasel. I know people are saying you're gonna love Weasel by the end of the show. From this image, I don't think so. He's licking himself.
That's his charm.
Again, this show is going to recontextualize Weasel in a way you're just not expecting at all.
Okay. So Forth says if Gunn gets any pushback, we knew who drew First Blood. Well, Rambo did. Yes, Rambo did. This is going to get people talking.
Rambo did not draw First Blood, for the record.
Who did?
The sheriff of the town who drew First Blood.
Oh, that's right. Okay. As long as it's good, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how woke it is, as long as it's good. As long as it doesn't matter how much social commentary is, as long as it's good. The boys got along with a lot.
Style, that's all.
Can you imagine if the boys wasn't good and then it did all those swings? Oh my God.
Also the boys got progressively more like that as its success in the seasons went on. It wasn't like that initially.
Mm-hmm. Do us a favor. If you want the mic drop in MME to succeed, please get those thumbs up in on the video. Support us on all platforms that you see the mic drop, YouTube, X, and leave us commentaries on the replay. Put hashtag replay crew and let us know what you think of the show and what you think we could do to make the mic drop even better. Voltaire will read the comments. He likes to read and reply on the mic drop episodes, I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay, so let's
no limits.
Yeah, well, some limits. All right. So this looks great. This looks great. Joe, RJ, did you have anything else to say about Creature Commandos, the start of the DC universe? How you think it's going? Do you like the swings he did? Are you okay with all the political stuff in here? You're fine with it as long as it worked?
Me. I mean, nobody likes Nazis. That's the whole. Well,
some people do. Some people do.
I mean, we're in a weird time now.
I don't. Yeah.
We're in a very weird time now because people are always like, why are they getting political? Why are they getting political? But if you go back, our entertainment has always been political. Star Trek was political in the 60s. All those sitcoms throughout the 70s were political. Our entertainment's always been political.
I hear you, Joe, and I agree with you to a point. But some people subjectively think it's a different type of social commentary now than it used to be. You're accurate. You're completely accurate. But people think it's different. The
difference is that they found people on social media to get together with and commiserate in their misery. That's the only difference. Back in the 60s, you couldn't find people that were outraged as you were as easily as you can today.
Well, what, Voltaire, do you have a take on that of social commentary in past Hollywood movies or in independent movies and where it is now? Do you subjectively feel it's a little different?
So well, here's the thing. There's always, like, the examples RJ gave, right? Military industrial complex. And then we talked about PETA, these kinds of political commentaries. There's always been a place for that kind of stuff in entertainment, and it's always been there. But when you start to pick sides, so to speak, which, look, the last couple of seasons of The Boys, I mean, they've picked a side and they go hard. You know what I mean? And they've progressively gotten more into it. That's a little different than attacking the military industrial complex or saying you're pro PETA or, you know, that kind of thing.
They've always picked a side, though. Like, where Cal just says, Captain Kirk had the first interracial kiss. Star Trek had the episode, the half white, half black people, and it was like an like they were very clear. Racism is bad. This is, everyone is equal. They were very clear about these.
Well, that was Star Trek. I understand more than
Joe,
most.
you're right. No, but he's right. Joe, but saying racism is bad, that's like a common theme everybody agrees with. You know what I mean? There's some people who think that, not all, and I'm playing, middleman here. There's some people who say that Proud Boys are not racist and they just kind of are pro-American and that kind of thing. But to portray them as in a bad way is kind of on the nose.
Okay. Fair points. Let's move on from Creature Commandos.
You didn't want me to give my review?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, bring it up. Let me bring it up while you give your review.
No, you don't got to bring it up. I mean, you can just ask me questions or whatever. I mean, that's easier.
I got to
everybody follow RJ on Twitter at it's Resident Justice, right?
Yeah, same as everywhere.
I got to correct your Grassy. Mannequin was not filmed at Woolworth. It was actually filmed at a local Philadelphia department store called John Wanamaker's, which is now out of business. John Wanamaker's is now a Macy's. So the department store where they film Mannequin is still in business and it still looks the same. It's now a Macy's though, but yeah, it was called John.
They did that in the 80s. Mannequin had a very pro-gay character, like Revenge of the Nerds did too. These things have been around.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so RJ, say what you want to say about Creature Commandos in the true start to the DC, James Gunn's DCU.
I mean, I really enjoyed it from what I watched. It's very fast paced. It's got some great animation. I think it's what you would expect. It's like I said before. I think if you like the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, the show is right in your wheelhouse. But I think even if you didn't enjoy those two things, I think the show does enough to stand apart from it to where you might still get something out of it.
Do you think it's do you think it's good for getting new audience? Or is it just going to cater to the ones you already have? Like, we want the DC to really get new people in.
This is definitely just something that will probably cater to people that already exist. I still think Superman will be the project to reach out beyond the current audience and reach out to new fans and new general normies, kind of. But I feel like this show, what it does is that it really establishes a lot of world building. Through some stuff, it sets up the world really well. I think the characters are all interesting and fun in their own ways. There was one character that I felt was kind of very disappointing. They're not a bad character per se. I just like that character. Their purpose in the narrative really wasn't much, and it just I expected more from that character than what I got. But
okay, well, you could just tell us is everyone okay? Just spoiler warning: if you really don't want to know the character, you could tune out for a few minutes. But I'm okay with knowing the character before I watch it.
I mean, if you want to know, I mean, I don't even want to say, but if you want to know,
sure. I want to hear.
So I was a little underwhelmed by Frankenstein.
That's what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. And that's Harbor, right?
Yeah, it's David Harbour.
Ooh.
He's not a bad character. I want to stress that very much so. He's not a bad character. I think that the setup for the character is really strong. It's just as it goes along, his stick, what he's there in the show to do,
It's just a joke.
His goal in the show is very single-minded about what he wants to accomplish.
He's this group's star Drax.
Well, no, you got to watch the show and get the context. Okay. If anything, the best comparison, and I was tempted to put this in the review, and I think I did. It's very similar to what David Ayer did with Joker in the first Suicide Squad movie, where he's not in that movie very much, and he has one goal in mind about finding Harley Quinn, right? And that's basically what Frankenstein is in this show. Some stuff works for him. I think the voice acting for David Harbour actually is really good. It's just that I think I just wanted more from that character than what I ended up getting. And maybe it was just my expectations were just in a wrong place for that character too. That's why I'm excited to rewatch the show week to week, so maybe I can appreciate what they did with them a bit more. But yeah, I mean, Frankenstein is literally a sex pest. He is literally a stalker.
Oh, really?
Good God, a sex pest. That's terrifying from a Frankenstein.
See, I loved that.
Oh, no.
Wait, I would choose your words better than that.
I thought I really enjoyed that. Like, I thought that it was a unique dynamic. Like, I thought.
Oh, no.
Very unique.
Yeah. Something really cool.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that's his stick in the whole show. His whole point in the show is being a creepy stalker. That's all his character is.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah.
No,
I mean, I'll have
to see the content.
General, but one that's got super strength and is a monster.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
Oh, I think it's pretty cool.
Well, there's context though, and I will say the setup in episode 2, which you'll get to see when you watch.
Is it like anime creepy? Like, is it that type of vibe where there's like a horny old dude that's always
he wants his bride
in it?
I mean, he wants his bride, and
she is not consenting.
She's not into him at all. No.
Oh my goodness, that's problematic.
But again,
everybody.
that's something you got to watch episode 2 and get the context for all that.
Okay. Oh, this just in from our good co-host Voltaire, $4.99. Thank you, Voltaire. Appreciate that. We love your voicemails. Do you hear that, Cal? One of the best mic droppers from the audience. The voicemail is back up, Cal. And everyone else that would love to leave a voicemail. Degrassi, if you'd be kind enough to leave a voicemail, we'd love to hear from you too. Anyone else that wants to, figure drawing, Cheeseman, even Donovan, you could leave a hot mic drop on why rumors stink and scoopers stink, So that's just your reminder.
What else?
That's my ass.
I will say,
barely coherent.
I will say one of the best characters in the show, I think, is G.I. Robot.
Yeah.
Next week's episode is focused on him. So the show is structured where each episode you get a flashback to a certain point in one of the characters' lives, either their origin or a pivotal moment in their lives that kind of shape them into where they're at currently. So half the episode is dedicated to that flashback, half of it is dedicated to progressing the mission, the plot. So it's structured in a very unique way.
Mm-hmm. I got to correct Cheeseman. But I like anime, but you can't deny there's creepy characters like old men looking for young girls' panties and stuff. There is that stereotype character in anime, especially old school anime. And that was my point. Maybe it's...
Yeah, and I will just tease it here. Episode 4 and episode 6 are going to break the internet, I feel like.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, are we finally going to do a watch party? Because we fumbled on that this week.
Well, you fumbled on that.
I fumbled on it. So what day does it come out again?
Episode 4, that comes out December 19th.
Okay.
Yeah. And then episode 6 comes out January 2nd.
Mm-hmm. New voicemails are coming in, Voltaire.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Okay,
wonderful.
Joe.
everybody.
Joe, did you see Creature Commandos? What's your thoughts?
Oh, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Christine had me screen it to decide if it was appropriate to show Jackie, because any
I
kind
would
of
guess not.
yeah, any kind of TVMA R-rated stuff is tricky because she's 17. She's 17. She's almost 18. Like next year, she can watch this on her own if she wants. We have no say in it. But we try to let her see things that are we'll let her watch R-rated content if it's mild. She's heard F-bombs a million times. If it's just people
I
going
think the
over
biggest
it,
thing with this show is just the sexual content.
yeah, in
The
fact,
first
I
episodes.
think episode 1 was fine. I think she could have sat through episode 1, but we had 2 different sex scenes in episode 2, and I'm
Yeah, but
like,
there's no nudity, is there?
Oh no,
I mean,
no, there's nudity.
not yet.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Yeah, no,
as of
there-
the first 2 episodes, there isn't, but there's still
No, there's nudity. There's nudity.
When?
You see a nipple.
Oh, I don't even remember.
A man or a woman's nipple?
Woman nipple.
Uh-oh, everybody. It really is trying to be like boys.
I thought Degrassi was talking about dong in the chat.
I
Oh no, there's a lot of crotch shots too.
We did see Rick Flag's bare ass. So
Oh, good golly.
I'm okay with that. We got what is this, Voltaire? $9.99. Thank you, Voltaire. Max will do his annual New Year's Super Chat drinking show. Get ready, everyone. 'Tis the I am okay.
by the way, I'd like to
Super Chat
point out
says it.
I'd like to point out that these 2 episodes of Creature Commandos were the best thing I heard or saw Frank Grillo in on Thursday. But they were not the only things I saw Frank Grillo in on Thursday. Werewolf sucks.
Oh, I was looking forward to that.
Some people, you know what though? I've been seeing some people who really loved werewolves. Some people really enjoyed that movie.
It's like the kind of movie that Sci-Fi Channel would have aired on a Saturday night.
Suggesting you rewatched your screener 2 times speed to see the nipples.
No, I just pay attention.
Oh, okay. You just locked in. Okay.
So wait, RJ, from a behind-the-scenes perspective, how did they send you those screeners? They send you a link?
No, you don't want to ask him that.
Okay.
I mean, there is a Warner Brothers screener app, and there's like a code and everything.
Okay, so it is streaming. Okay.
I guess I can say this. Maybe it's too much. There was a disclaimer warning in front of the episodes before you watch them that
James Gunn's gonna personally go after you.
That the episodes were subject to change and they were not complete.
Awesome.
So there
but
was
they
that.
were,
Had the
we get the industry insiders on the mic drop, everybody.
Yeah. Did you see anything different though? No.
A little bit. Well, not in the first. But not mostly like visual touches. Like you could tell was a little bit better. I don't think the major changes, like compared to what I watched, won't happen until probably the end of the show, because that does give them wiggle room to add something if they want to, which maybe they're saving something.
That's really cool.
So,
Ford
I will say though,
Princess is modeled after a hardcore, and Rick Flag modeled after himself.
I hope you're trolling it, because I've seen that people say that, and I refuse to believe.
Well, he did his self-insert. He did self-insert.
No,
even though
he did not.
At the beginning of the show, he's there.
So hang on, if you're like a James Gunn or a Quentin Tarantino type, you wouldn't put yourself into your own projects?
I didn't say I wouldn't. I'm just saying he did.
I totally would.
And then he does with the typical PR stuff. Oh, my animators did that and I loved it, but it wasn't my idea. Okay, whatever.
Well, I mean,
I don't believe. Yeah, I don't believe everything.
I believe that 100. I believe that 110%.
I think it's plausible and possible, yes, but I do know, like, James Gunn.
Like, why would he be like, yo, animate me into the titles? Like, that doesn't. I mean, it just sounds like something they did, and he's like, yeah, cool.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
you can believe that.
Like I said, though, episode 4, it's gonna be fun. I think actually episode 6 might.
Is it okay? Let me bring this up here. Hold on a second. Is this the reason? Hold on. So,
there was a trailer. I will say, I personally, some people disagree with me who saw the whole show. There was a trailer that they put out at the end of the episode 1 about what's coming up next on Creature Commandos. I felt like they showed a little bit too much. I wouldn't have showed some of the things they showed because as someone who got to watch the show early, they were genuine surprises that I wasn't expecting.
RJ, Voltaire, do you want to know this too? Are you saying the reason episode 4 is going to be so pivotal is because the people that are saying something now are going to be even more triggered by episode 4?
Hang on, careful, RJ. We don't want to get RJ in any kind of
no
jackpot.
Do you think it's the same people that have issues here are going to be like, oh my, episode 4?
No, not these people. Not these people.
Oh,
no.
not these
I think
people.
he means in a good way.
Different group of people.
I'm talking about fans that'll be excited for the future of DC.
Okay, that's great.
So for the future of DC, episode 4 is pivotal, not just the
well,
typical one.
Again, I wouldn't say that. It's more world building and contextualizing what this universe is.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just you get to see a lot of cool little world building stuff. Where it's like this character is out there and exists. This
potentially spoiler warning here, which I didn't see yet. Just to let everyone know, I saw pictures on X, which I haven't seen the show yet. So this, if you don't want any spoilers at all, this is your warning.
Well, they put it in the trailer.
I've seen nightmare sequence stuff, and I'm like, oh really? Okay, he's doing nightmare stuff too.
That's episode 4.
Okay.
That's episode 4. And again, I'm not going to spoil anything because I don't want to even say much about it. But that vision will get you will get answers as to what that vision is, what happened to those heroes, and who did it. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun when you see what character he uses in that vision. It is not a character that you would ever expect, I think.
Okay.
Cool.
The one who takes out those heroes, you would never see it coming.
I
mean, maybe some people would predict it. I don't think anyone's going to predict it, though.
All right. Well,
as your attorney, RJ, I'm going to tell you to slow down a little bit. That's enough.
That's enough. All right. Oh, let me bring this up here. All right. So this is really exciting. I actually have a video clip as well. Okay. So James Gunn was asked, and I really want to examine the words here, if Dave Batista could play in DCU. And I really pay attention because there's a lot to take in his quote here, which I think he already knows who he wants to be next. And I think it's one of RJ's dreams for Dave Batista. I think it's probably going to happen. He just looks so much like he's lost a lot of weight. He physically just looks even more like this character more now than ever. I don't know if Dave wants to be Bane anymore. I think he would much rather be another character.
Well, he's not got the body
Bane right now
anymore.
Okay. Well, he could if he wanted to. He could get, he could
He's
get
a lot of work.
But I honestly, where Dave Batista is artistically now, he's long gone on and said he's kind of like dogged other people from the wrestling community that have come over to acting. He's like, no, I want to be an actor, not just in movies. And I don't think Drax, I think he's gone on record to say he doesn't want to do Drax anymore. He didn't want to at the time. He's kind of over that kind of character. And honestly, what's a DC character that's similar to Drax that doesn't have much to say and you don't really need acting ability much, it's physicality, is Bane. So for that part, I don't think he would want to. I mean, this is just me guessing.
No, and also if you watch that M. Night Shyamalan movie he's in, he's a legitimate actor. He's not just a wrestler turned actor. He can act.
Yeah. No, he can. So it's interesting that he says, I think he would much rather be another character than Bane right now. I think that the way he phrases that makes me really think he knows exactly who Batista wants to play, which character Batista wants to play. I think if he was just saying he would want to do something else more challenging, he might phrase it like that. But because he says he'd much rather be another character than Bane right now, we do know Matt Reeves is pretty much done with the script for the Batman 2. And a lot of people, including your pal RJ on the panel as a guest, have been saying, Hugo Strange. And I just can't unsee it. It's just so, you know, when sometimes you see an actor and their abilities and where they're at, and you just say, that makes 1,000% sense. Hugo Strange would challenge his acting ability. It's something that he could play a straight up villain. I'm sure he would like to work with Matt Reeves.
Hugo Strange is. I think there was a photo on Twitter. He looked. He's DC's Doctor Strange, right? It's like on the nose. He looks kind of like that, right?
No, that would be Dr. Fate.
Hugo Strange is a psychologist that kind of exploits his patients for his uses, right? Is that right, RJ?
Well, he's got an obsession with Batman and his secret identity too.
Yes. My only question is, I would put this. I think this is most likely to me as Jason Momoa is playing. What's that character? Not Aquaman. Lobo. This is as likely to me in my mind as Lobo. I think it's going to happen. I think he wants to do something else, but I don't think he's just going to do a superhero character to just go back in. I think he was going to do something challenging. My only question would be is if he's going to be in the Matt Reeves or Batman the Brave and the Bold. And honestly, thinking of where the Penguin leaves off, Batman 2 is going. RJ, I want to ask you and the Voltaire and Joe, do you think the Batman 2 is heading towards a appearance of Hugo Strange? Do you think he could fit in that movie in this universe? Do you think it would be a good fit for that character in the Batman 2?
I so don't care about Batman 2 that it's hard to speculate.
Okay.
I mean, that movie could just never happen and I would be fine with it. I don't know. I just don't care.
Well, RJ, what do you think? You're a fan of the Reeves verse, Penguin, right? Did we lose RJ? Did he fall asleep again?
So I'll say this. So James Gunn is definitely wants to give Batista a job. Remember when James Gunn had his problems and he was kicked off of Guardians of the Galaxy briefly?
Oh yeah, Batista started the petition.
Right, he was one of the most outspoken. So it's almost like he's going to give him a job somewhere. Will it be in the Reeves universe? I don't think so. I think it'll be some Gunverse project. But yeah, maybe that character. I don't know.
I think it's perfect for that universe. If James Gunn has gone on the record that says Batman the Brave and the Bold isn't right yet, that and Booster Gold.
Yeah, he said Booster Gold, Brave and the Bold, and Waller. The scripts just aren't in the place where he's happy with them yet. So he wants to take his time with those ones. Okay.
So what do you think, RJ? Is Batista or is the character Hugo Strange a good fit for the Batman 2, the way the vibe is? Do you see him easily fitting in there?
Well, I've been saying, I think with the Batman trilogy, I think the logical thing for Matt Reeves to go into, because it's all about crime and corruption in Gotham, I think part 2 could be Hush and maybe Mr. Freeze or something. I think where the Matt Reeves stuff is ultimately going to lead up to, though, is Court of Owls. I think Court of Owls will be where.
Well, could Hugo Strange fit within that story too?
I mean, I guess he could. It really depends what they want to do with it. I just think that I personally feel like Dave Batista will be DCU because I think he wants to work with James Gunn again. I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't work with James Gunn on the Batman, Matt Reeves stuff. I think he wants to work with James more directly.
All right. So from the last thing I want to ask everyone here is when James Gunn says, I think he'd rather be another character than Bane right now. Are you getting the vibe that I am, that he kind of already knows who Batista wants to play? I do. Even if it's not Hugo Strange.
They must have had conversations already at this point. There's no way they haven't.
Now, I honestly think, I actually think that Batista wants to challenge himself, including not work with just people he's worked with before. I think he does want to work with James, but I think he would totally go with Matt Reeves to work with someone else.
Because I think he'd be happy to do anything, you know.
Well, look what James Gunn, he helped start his act. He really jumpstart his acting career, and then he moved on to Denis Villeneuve, another really great director right now is Matt Reeves, and I think he would totally take up. So Degrassi is saying Hugo Strange will be the DCU. Okay. So Voltaire, did you have anything to say about that? Do you think James Gunn knows when he's saying that? He wants to be another character. another character. The way he said it, I'm maybe reading it into it, but
no, I don't think you're reading into it. First of all, if Dave Batista wants to work, James Gunn has a job for him. That's almost guaranteed, and he's already figured it out. And I feel like James Gunn has everything planned out. So yeah, I agree with you. He's got something planned for him. I don't think it's going to be the Matt Reeves stuff, though. Personally,
you don't. Okay, I thought it could be. All right. Oh shit! Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Oh, my computer
language,
froze.
Please, Max.
My computer froze. I was trying to bring something up. Now I have to do Task Manager. So talk amongst yourselves. I can't see anything right now.
Troubleshooting on the air.
Well, I can tell you one thing.
Go ahead.
I guess this is not really a scoop, but like an educated guess and prediction based on what everyone's been saying for like the last year. They're making a Huntress movie.
Oh, right? Really?
They're 100% making a Huntress movie. It's been talked about for like the last year. It's definitely happening. He mentioned Huntress in an interview as a character, lesser known character. It's Palm Clementiev is going to be Huntress.
You know, I was just actually thinking earlier today, that even though she played a very, very minuscule role, it would actually make narrative sense to keep Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress, because he's established that Suicide Squad is still canon, and Peacemaker, which is tied to Suicide Squad, and Birds of Prey being tied to Suicide Squad, it would kind of make sense to keep those characters.
Interesting. What was that?
What I was hearing, the rumor going around about the Huntress movies, that's going to be Palm Clementiev as a Huntress, and it's going to be a South Korean language film, action film directed by a South Korean director. That was the rumor going around.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That was one of the projects they were looking at. What the hell's going on?
What was that storyline you said you think that they would, that Matt Reeves is going for? I'm not familiar with it.
So there's a couple of different ones. One of the big rumors has been Hush, which is why Hush is getting a big push in the comics next year with the Hush sequel. It's about Thomas Elliot, who was Bruce Wayne's childhood friend. Long story short, Thomas, he tried to murder his parents and stage a murder so he would get the inheritance money. The plan fails because Thomas Wayne, being a brilliant surgeon, saved their lives. His mother's life.
Oh,
Trump is still, of course, packing.
What?
My work computer just did a reboot and
okay.
going nuts over here. Voltaire, did you see that Matt Reeves the Batman?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah.
Okay, the main villain in that movie was Hush. They called him the Riddler, but that was bullshit. He was basically playing Hush, and the costume he was wearing was Hush, and they just
he was
the Riddler for name recognition.
Well, you know what? He was very un-Riddler-like, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like
the
a combination of
Owls,
both.
So the Court of Owls, that was something that Scott Snyder introduced when he took over the Batman book for the New 52 in 2011. The Court of Owls is basically a secret society in the underbelly of Gotham that turns out actually controls a lot of the crime and corruption and inner workings of the city with city officials. And it's basically like the secret society. And they have talons, which are like these brainwashed like agents who enact their assassinations and their espionage missions for this secret society. But it was basically like the secret society that has controlled Gotham for hundreds of years.
Well,
so
Forth says breaking news: Huntress to be attacked right off before production even begins. He's calling it the next Batgirl. Wow. I don't think so. As long as it's a good movie, and honestly, you could be progressive and still be sexy. Sexy up Huntress.
It doesn't matter if it's a good movie or not. I mean, word is that Batgirl was a good movie. They didn't care.
Wow.
Coyote versus Acme, they said, was phenomenal, and they don't care.
All right. Here's the next part, which I have a clip from the competing show.
The guy that Max dreams
the hot
about
mic.
every night and hates.
James, it would be sweet dreams if I was dreaming. Oh, Rational left a super chat. Let me see here. Rational Skeptic, $5. Indiana Jones: The Great Circle is great. Got it on my PC earlier today. Installed the ray tracing mod and graphics update. Awesome.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
people are
think
saying it's
you
good.
would hate. I think you would hate the game though, Max.
Why?
Because from what I've been reading and seeing from gameplay, it's definitely more of a puzzle game. It's very slow. It's a lot more about stealth and melee combat.
I like melee combat, but I don't like puzzles that much. But you have to do puzzles with Indiana Jones.
It plays a lot like a Dishonored game, which means Max would fail instantly and just run and gun and die all the time.
All right, so this is how I'm going to set up this next topic. If James Gunn was just going to do some location shooting or whatever he's calling this stuff, just happens to be right before Supergirl starts production in January, because Supergirl is ramping up for production. You do know this. This is facts. Would he tell you if he was going to do something extra for Superman? If Supergirl was going to make a cameo in Superman, what would be the most logical time to shoot said scene? Right now. So, am I telling you that's what's happening? No. But I am saying I am excited about the possibilities that this could be more than...
Well, if they're going to film it, if they were going to film a scene with Supergirl, it would be inside a soundstage, locked away, where it's under tight security so it doesn't leak. Because that way no one knows what Supergirl actually looks like yet.
Yeah, but they are doing things for Superman the next few weeks. Who knows if it's all going to be just pick up shots on locations. Who knows? So I think he's got the crew ready. I think there's more than it seems. That's my guess. I think it's logically to think to speculate that way. And I am excited.
I mean, if they're
going to
shoot anything inside of a soundstage, it's not impossible.
No,
I think they might have already filmed it though.
Okay, so you believe they may have already filmed Millie Alcock. I think the way it's been going, that if she was cast already, they were writing the story, they were ramping up production. I don't know if would have a final suit ready for at that point. So I think right before production starts for Supergirl is a good time. And looking at being a movie talk pundit and watching other movie talk, a lot of these times, especially with like the last version of DC, when you got the cameo stuff, it was at the end when they're doing pickup shots.
Well, who said that she has a suit? Maybe she's in civilian clothes.
That's accurate as well.
Maybe she's naked.
I'm just saying
we don't know. She could be nude.
Hey, King. Did I say facts? No, I did not say facts. I said watching at the industry when they do, especially superhero movies, more so than other genres of movies, when they do this extra stuff and bonus scenes, they seem to do it more towards when the main production's already ended, when they do pickup shots, reshoots, or other things.
See, I
them together.
I don't think you're thinking big enough, Max.
Mm-hmm.
What if they're not doing these pickup shots to add Supergirl? What if they're doing this to add Streaky the Cat?
I don't even know who Streaky the Cat is, but I hope that does not happen.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I am not ashamed.
You're going to talk DC and you don't know who Streaky the Cat is?
The Cat is the type of shit that gets the general audiences
language.
Like, what? Sorry, yeah, you're right.
Please, Max.
Streaky the Cat is every bit as important to Supergirl as Crypto is to
absolutely
Superman.
freaking not.
Yeah, no, it's the truth. It's
as Crypto is.
Well, also don't forget the.
Oh, that is her pet cat.
Actually, Comet the Space Horse is even more important to Supergirl.
Well, yeah, that's because she was jamming them.
Wait, what?
Comet the Super Horse also would turn into a man and date her. So.
Please, Joe. Please, this kind of salty talk is not for the mic drop. Please,
which actually ties into the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic books. You could see that horse turn to a man in the movie.
I mean, we're really going off the rails here. So I love
his secret identity is Horsecock Johnson.
Oh God, here we go.
This is the type of DC stuff that should not go mainstream. Do you agree, Voltaire?
So the type of your speculation is the type of thing we love here on the mic drop. That's fine.
Yes.
Maybe is it so crazy that he wants to try to connect these movies together and show little things at the end of them? Is it really that crazy, everybody?
I don't think he's just doing the stale pickup shots. I think there's something else he's doing.
Here's a question though. This is actually a legit question. I'm not trolling. Do you think that the DCU will have post credit scenes in their movies?
I think absolutely.
Or do you think they won't use post credit scenes, but rather they will have like the end of their movies will include a tease of something and then cut to credits?
So if I was James Gunn, you make a good point, RJ. If I was James Gunn, I would say we don't have post credit scenes, but stay till the end of the movie, because that's a Marvel thing. Just stay off of it, you know?
Yeah, but that's not a Marvel thing. I mean, Marvel did it, but that goes way before Marvel. They did that in 1987 in the Masters of the Universe movie.
No, I agree, but who's it associated with nowadays, Joe?
I mean, now it's kind of associated with everyone. There's a whole website to determine if a movie has a post credits, so you know.
I think I don't like. Maybe I won't like to use the term lying, but if it's done to protect, secrets to surprise the audience, I think people are generally more accepting of that.
I gotta ask Degrassi here. Degrassi says these pickups are to get Uncle Lloyd as Funky Flashman in there. Did he mean Uncle Floyd? Was that a misprint? Did you mean like Uncle Floyd, the old New Jersey? Because quite frankly, I would love that. I would love it if Uncle Floyd were Funky Flashman.
Well, let's see what the competing show, the Hot Mic, not as cool as the Mic Drop.
By the way, Uncle Floyd, the old New Jersey cable icon, Uncle Floyd is Floyd Vivino, the brother of Jimmy Vivino, who was Conan O'Brien's band leader on the Conan O'Brien show.
Cool. And Voltaire, just to see what you'd say, if the mic was hot, what would you do? You drop it.
Of course.
Yes.
Mic drop is much better.
Yeah. Okay, so they do have Jeff the In Snyder. This is where they're talking about, you don't like him because he's a scooper?
Because he's full of crap.
Just because he's a scooper?
He's also a weirdo who creeps on women.
Dun, dun, dun.
Allegedly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does he run the Muppet History Instagram page?
Okay. Allegedly. Voltaire, me and Voltaire are very careful about this stuff.
He posted himself nude in his car.
Really? Well,
yes.
He's advertising. That's advertising.
He literally said, I am posting this to get women to DM me. I'm lonely.
It's probably a joke.
No, he was serious.
I think it was a joke. Maybe he looks good with the shirt on.
I mean, if he's posting himself nude,
anything's got to be better than how he appears there.
He was literally posting.
Maybe it appears better with his shirt off.
He was literally posting himself with his shirt off and flexing and replying to women, asking them to DM him.
So Max has done that on this show, RJ. He's taken his shirt off and flexed. Come on.
There'll be more in the future. Maybe. I gotta get
crazy on New Year's Eve, everybody.
Yeah. All right, and we'll see what happens this time, because Voltaire is promising things here, which I did. This wasn't discussed, Voltaire, but you did it via super chat, so I will definitely.
You did it last year. We
will do the annual New Year's super chat drinking show. Get ready, everyone! 'Tis the season. Okay, what should I get? Just beer?
I mean, last year your wife was making you some kind of a fancy drink.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I do have to go to the store before it gets crazier close to the holidays. We haven't been buying as much alcohol lately. So
that's good.
Jeff the Thirst Trap. Okay, let's see. Now he's talking about James Gunn and DC.
Was reporting as of an hour ago that according to THR's Heat Vision newsletter, they state that the movie Superman will be doing a few days of additional.
Whoa, what is going on there with Jeff? I don't know.
In Los Angeles in the near term after recent test screenings. But James Gunn said there would be no reshoots, and I don't give a fuck what you say. Additional shooting or reshoots. So, Jeff?
Oh, did Gunn say something about that?
No, this is what THR's Heat Vision newsletter is reporting.
Right, I saw that report.
And then Gunn confirmed that it was just Gunn said. I'm going to say Gunn said that it's just to do atmosphere and location shooting to beef up the production. That's all it is. That's all it is. Which, if James Gunn had a surprise, I think is very likely what he would say. And that's a positive towards James. People think I'm criticizing him when I say that. If he was going to do something special for Superman, I'd want him to keep it a secret. Wouldn't you, Voltaire?
Well, of course, it's the biggest project.
Yeah. So, of course, I want him to say that. So even though I say, I don't know, I think there's something more to it, doesn't mean I'm hating on him. It means I think he's going to add something else in there.
Is there a more anticipated project coming up in this Superman movie? No.
No, it's the truth. Listen, we like Creature Commandos. Like RJ said in his review, go check out X for the full. Actually, RJ, put it in the private chat, your review, so we could just link it, and I'll put it in the description. If you want to check out RJ's review of Creature Commandos, he's seen the whole season. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to wait. You can check out his review. Okay, but I don't, Joe, I know you're skeptical of rumors and speculation. If James Gunn was going to do something special, don't you think he would do the same thing? Oh, we're just doing this and keep it a secret. If he's going to do something special for Superman, add something a little extra scene, maybe Supergirl or something else.
I don't know.
Awesome. I don't know. Okay, let's see what else they say. We're not going to watch a lot of this, just a little bit.
Gunn earlier had said he would not do reshoots for the movie.
Said sort of, not a few days. We're doing a day and a half of pickup shots, no scenes, no reshoots, just a handle of individual shots to enhance the film. I mean, that's I buy it. Even if it was reshoots, that's normal, right? Like,
no, of course,
happen on a movie of this size. So,
but the reason it's news is because James Gunn said his movie wouldn't need reshoots. Superman won't need reshoots.
And he's saying that there aren't reshoots, that they're just doing pickups. But whether pickups, reshoots, like
who's going to be on the set?
There's no shame.
There's semantic stuff, there. Oh, it's not actually reshoots.
Yeah, they're just arguing semantics.
But that's what James Gunn does too. This isn't reshoots. This is pickups. It's different. Okay. I guess, it is different. Yeah. Reshoots is reshooting something that was already there in a different way. Pickups are something new, right?
Pickups and new scenes, right?
Yeah. Pickups means something new or new scenes, I think. Right. Okay. So I actually agree with James Gunn on that.
Aim in doing reshoots, like,
of course not. There isn't.
Yeah, like, you want a good movie. I don't need you to hit a home run, first time at the plate. That's not the point of movie making.
Right. My point
is for DC. I disagree there. I think DC needs a home run at the beginning. I think he's going to deliver that home run, but I don't think it could be mediocre Superman. What do you think, RJ? I don't think it could be just okay. I think it has to be really hit out the park.
Well, obviously, they would like it to be a great movie that everyone loves and go sees. I mean, that's the goal of any film, right? For the audience to love it and to go out and see it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Voltaire, is there any room for just a mediocre or
James Gunn loses sleep at night at this not being a home run? Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. He needs this to be a home run, and he knows it.
All right, cool.
Depends what you mean by home run.
Well, it has to meet Warner Brothers expectations. Brothers expectations.
Not really. Are we talking box office or are we talking quality?
Both.
Box office is irrelevant.
Reception and box office. Box office is not irrelevant.
Box office is very irrelevant.
Oh my God!
Because they're coming after a string of failures.
Yes, exactly.
So is box office irrelevant when
that's why it's super relevant.
That's why it's irrelevant because the expectation is that people are skeptical of the DC brand. So therefore, the box office probably is expected to be lower. What they need is a high quality film that maybe it doesn't do great on the in the theater, but it's going to come to Max, and they need the word of mouth to be strong that people give it a chance on its secondary run, and I
think if the marketing is strong enough, if they have a great marketing push, this movie will do adequate at the box office if there's a good marketing push for this film. I'm not going to make $1 billion.
I have a strong response to my pal Joe. I I do not know, with respect, I completely 1000% disagree with you that box office is always important. But I will say that movie pundits and people that want to use their narratives online like to spin things in a negative way all the time, which Sean O'Rourke said there's other ways you can make money off movies, but they are always looking at the box office. A lot of decisions in Hollywood are made after opening weekend. They don't wait for the full run of the movie.
But in order for something to be a box office success, success breeds success. Success breeds success. Let's go back. Look at Austin Powers. Austin Powers was a box office failure. It made a big splash on video, and then the sequel came out based on the success of the video was huge. Now, Superman, due to the fact that there is sort of a quote-unquote distrust to the DC brand right now, which I don't understand because they've been putting out banger after banger, but you can't deny it. It's there. People aren't going. They've been putting out quality. People aren't going. But if he makes a great movie, people may not go see it. But if the word of mouth gets out there, hey, you know that Superman movie? Did you see it? No, I missed it. Oh, man, you got to stream it on Max. It's amazing. And the numbers are strong. Then that means there will be an audience for Superman 2. Because the people will give it a chance after the fact and go, oh, shit, that was good. Mm-hmm. Now, that said, because it's James Gunn, because they're going to hang from the director of Guardians of the Galaxy on this thing, because he's really, really good, and they're probably going to cut together a really, really good trailer, because it's the most famous superhero in the world, it's probably going to do okay. Mm-hmm. I don't know that it's going to be $1 billion film because the stink of Man of Steel is still out there, but it'll probably do okay. But it doesn't need to be a smash hit at the box office because they're also doing the very, very, very smart move of releasing a cluster of films all together. That's how the MCU was a success. Iron Man didn't just come out. Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk came out in the same summer, a month apart. And it basically showed the audience when Tony Stark showed up and those Stark Industry logos were all over everything in the Incredible Hulk. And then at the end, Tony shows up. It basically was showing the audience, this is what we have in store for you. If you keep coming, this is the kind of thing you're going to get. So by doing Superman and Supergirl back to back and having the Peacemaker show and the Waller show coming, you're basically going to create a tapestry. So even if one fails, the others are going to prop it up. It's a really good maneuver. It's why Marvel worked and the Dark Universe didn't. I always say the Mummy should not have killed the Dark Universe because they should have had the next Dark Universe movie go ready. Yeah,
but you're dealing with Hollywood. The history of Hollywood, they look at that first thing and they're so reactionary.
No, because they got the second thing coming right up the back.
Look at Kathy Kennedy, my perfect to go to. If they were like you said, we wouldn't be waiting this many years for a Star Wars movie in the theaters if they weren't super reactionary.
They were reactionary once, and it didn't work out for them.
DC's been reactionary. Lucasfilm has been reactionary. The Dark Universe has been reactionary. I see more. I see
reactionary because DC Studios has never existed before. They can't be reactionary.
Okay, you're separating them from they used to be. Okay.
Yeah, this is a new entity. This is something brand new.
I will say this, Bruce. Saying 100%, I love Sean. I think he was a little bit off on his calculations about 100%. But there is money to be made with tax write-offs, with locations, from different governments, the type of staff you get, even people aren't going to like that I say this, DEI initiatives for diversity on your project. I think I believe I've heard there are also things for promoting diversity, which is good. There's all kinds of stuff, product placement. There's all kinds of things that defer the cost. So people like on the internet, the armchair movie pundits like to say this movie's not profitable, but I don't think, you really know when a movie bombs. but there is things to inch out some extra. You don't know the VOD sales. You don't know how much they make on that, and just like Joe is like, oh, this should not have gone to VOD. I think there's a very specific formula that they know after opening weekend when it should go to VOD. They're going to know basically where they're going to end up right after opening weekend. They have all kind of formulas and algorithms. It's not irrelevant.
It is irrelevant because you're sending a message to the audience. They're taking everything on a case-by-case basis, and they're not realizing you can't do that. Audiences don't think that way. Audiences don't think case-by-case. Audiences think this is what Hollywood is doing, and they make blanket assumptions. If you release one movie to streaming too fast, people would say, oh, these movies are just coming right to streaming. You can't do that. You need consistency. But I want to comment on Jacob here. He says, we know why the Dark Universe didn't work, and that was Universal's fault. He's absolutely right. Because if Universal had done what Marvel did, where they released 2 movies a month apart, The Mummy's failure would have been irrelevant. Because if they had a second movie ready to go that was good, that was really good, then yeah, The Mummy would have failed, but you would have had this 1-2 punch, and one would have propped up the other. They didn't do that. They didn't have faith in their own product, and that was foolish.
Well, I want to correct this here. Listen, what do you mean on sub again? What do you mean?
No. The more
I mean diverse. You get grants and stuff for diversity.
The more important question here is, what does DEI have to do with movie budgets?
I've heard, maybe I'm combining two things: diversity, including being very inclusive in your behind the scenes, on screen. I think you get funding for that, which is great. I'm not against that.
Like you get money, like tax credits.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Yes. So that's all I meant.
So you're saying it's a good thing.
Yes.
Okay, I think people were taking it as if you were blaming
negative
for budgets.
No. The people were. The word is skewed now because people use it in an aggressive and volatile way. I'm saying I've heard that you can get grants and credits if you strive for diversity behind the scenes, on screen, and yes, writing and everything. I'm not pulling it. Is that logical, Voltaire? Help me out here. People are attacking me over this. I don't think it's that crazy to think.
I don't understand the take, to be honest with you. So DEI saves them money. I don't know why.
Diversity initiatives to provide behind the screen writing, directing, acting, production people. You can potentially get grants in write-offs that way too. If you're
there you go. Grassi agrees.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
Yes, in every industry. I don't know why.
I know it's incentivized. I know it's
incentivized. That's all I was saying. I wasn't saying it was a negative thing. You see how things happen? I wasn't saying it's even negative. I would say there's a good God.
Diversity is always a good thing.
Okay, I never said.
Wait, let's move off of that. So let's move off. I think so. Wait, what did the Matt Reeves Batman make? Was it like $790 or something like that? I think it was like $790 or something like that. This Superman movie has to beat that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it just could be average.
I don't know that it will, because let's be honest here. Superman,
I need one after that. Sheesh.
Superman is not as popular as Batman. I think Batman's always going to outperform Superman.
No, it's true. Batman is one of the most valuable properties out there. But I feel like the appeal of this Matt Reeves Batman wasn't as... I don't think it was as broad amongst like normie audiences as other Batman versions for whatever reason.
I also think it stands a better chance because the box office is healthier now than it was in 2021.
That's fair.
Just a fact. 2021, people were just starting to come back from the pandemic. Now, we got off to a rough start this year, but a lot of that had to do with the strikes and the movies that were coming out. If you look, the second half of this year, the box office has been pretty strong.
So you're saying, Joe, that in 2025 in Trump's America, the box office is going to do better?
I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with Trump. I think it has to do with the movies coming out.
Oh, I think it depends
Trump
on
starts
the economy.
making movies. If Trump starts making movies, then we got a problem. But
yeah, no, it depends on what the economy's doing. If the gas prices goes down again,
we're gonna get all Dinesh D'Souza films now.
You know. All right, let's see a little bit more here. There was another interesting part early on. It's just a real quick clip in this hot mic, and then we got voicemails to get to as well. Let me see. Let's give him another minute to see what else he has to say.
This is the hubris, right? This is the hubris. It's like, oh, my Superman film's not going to need any reshoots. And then like a couple months later, well, we're going to do some we're going to do the close-ups. It's going to be that.
The reason I wanted to share this is people got mad. His own fans got mad at him in the chat and the replay.
That is a pretty dopey thing to say.
He's got hubris. James Gunn, he's rightfully so. He's a reason to be so arrogant. He's very successful. You know, I think he has that. But I do tend to think they are, in this case, two separate things. When I think the biggest egregious thing that James Gunn did with calling out Scoops when he said it's not a full reboot, basically then he later on, a year later, he's like, yeah, everything in Peacemaker's canon except the Justice League. And he laughed like that, but he wanted to die on a hill like a year and a half before. Now you could go back and forth and debate what he really meant by that, but it's funny. This is why I said he shouldn't die on a hill on these internet battles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna get going because it's almost midnight, and I got to wake up early because I'm going.
You gotta play Rivals.
It's midnight. I'm tired.
I'm going out of town tomorrow.
I'm only kidding.
I'm seeing the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Orchestra World Tour concert tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Oh, la-di-da. Somebody's
doing well. Are you gonna vlog about it?
Why?
Do an X post.
I'll probably just take some pictures and maybe film a couple things.
I mean, X, you're not going to get copyright claims, so get a little bit of it on your X.
Well, they're strict about no photography and video during the concert,
okay.
But before and after, I'll take pictures.
What orchestra is playing that?
It's I don't know. Well, it's the Atlanta Symphony Hall. That's the venue. I'm not sure.
Okay, I was just wondering if there's some special orchestra from somewhere.
Well, I know it's a famous conductor doing it. Forget his name though.
Okay,
I think it's Eric Roth.
What was the famous conductor on Seinfeld, Joe? Do you remember?
The famous conductor?
Yeah, who was dating?
I don't remember, but I do know the esteemed opera star Enrico Palazzo, who sang the national anthem at that baseball game.
It's a little different, but okay. I still love the reference. That's fine.
All right, guys. So
All right.
See y'all later. I was gonna say I'll see you guys tomorrow for To the Max, but I won't be home until probably like midnight. So I guess I'll see you guys.
Man, la-di-da. Okay. Somebody's doing
eventually.
Well. Let us know. How do you like Marvel Rivals before you go? Is it fun?
Oh, it's a ton of fun. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I've
cool.
already gotten a ton of wins. It's been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. All right. So thank you, RJ. Go check him out on X. Here is his review of Creature Commandos. And I'm just going to highlight this again because I don't know if people are really mad at me, and we are going to move on because Voltaire wants to move on too. But this is all I was saying. I'm not against it. I'm not getting into that argument. That's all I'm saying in every industry. I was just saying there's lots of things that go behind the scenes that people think they know what's profitable or not, and they don't. Now, was Joker 2 underperforming? Absolutely, because you could easily see that. But there's other projects you just don't know. Okay. All right, let's see what else is here.
There's no question that it's. I think James really needs to pull back on social media. I know that's what sort of made.
That's what I said too.
Yeah,
but I disagree now. I disagree now. No, yes. He has.
He watches this show and he heard our comments.
I think he's gotten better, and I think the recent social media activity. I think it's time. I don't. Okay. Let me see. All right.
Pam Anderson is in the new Naked Gun. Really? I didn't know.
I heard.
Is that
She's
officially
the female lead?
Is that officially a remake now? Because originally it was supposed to be like a legacy sequel with Liam Neeson playing Frank Drebin Jr. But I think I heard now they've just changed it and it's a full on reboot.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's finish this off because we have a lot more to cover, including one thing that I want to.
But I just cannot imagine a world in which another CEO of the studio goes on social media and says as much stuff that only digs holes for him. Like I just pointed out with the Adam B. Berry stuff.
Yeah.
They're only giving me ammunition that I could go to Warner Brothers and be like, well, he tweeted this, now he's saying this, which is it?
Yeah. And then all these people are like out here going like, what's the truth? What's the truth? What is? And I agree. I think you should just stay off of it. I don't know, man. Because
all right, there's nothing here. I want to see what else. I wanted to get to. We do know that Harry Potter is casting.
Ooh, is this the rumored Hagrid?
No, this is about Voldemort.
Oh, I was very excited by the rumor of who Hagrid is going to be.
The guy from Ted Lasso?
Yeah, right. Who's been killing it on Shrinking, man. Oh, God, Shrinking is like one of the best shows on TV right now.
Now, what is Shrinking? I'm not familiar.
Oh, God, Shrinking is an Apple TV Plus sitcom from the same creators of Ted Lasso, starring Jason Segel and Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is on a sitcom now, and he's hilarious. And it's about a Jason Segel is a psychiatrist who starts taking a new approach with his patients and starts like basically giving his opinion and telling them what they should do. And the results are hilarious.
So there's actually something good on Apple TV to watch. Wow.
Oh yeah. No, Apple TV's they've been kind of killing it with their content. So this is, if you like Ted Lasso, it's the same guys who made Ted Lasso.
I love the first few seasons of Ted Lasso.
Okay, I was trying to find where there was an image of Voldemort with Cillian Murphy. That's one I wanted to talk about.
Cillian Murphy's going to do a TV show?
Well, that's what the rumor was, that they wanted Cillian Murphy for Voldemort, and there was a great image here. I can't find it in my Twitter. There's too much Hawk Tua because her
with her rug pull.
Yeah, what does that even mean? Rug pull? She did it on. She
released a cryptocurrency coin with other people. She didn't do it herself, obviously. And a bunch of people got into it, and within a few minutes, like shortly after it launched, they pulled all the money out of it, and people lost money right away, except for somebody pulled out several $1 million. And it's her and her team who did that.
Oh, that confirmed that she took the money out herself and her team.
Her team. Yeah. That's what they're being accused of. We don't have any evidence. They're denying it, but whatever. All I'm going to say is this. I have a little bit of cryptocurrency. Nothing wrong with playing it a little bit, guys. But if you are buying cryptocurrency based on a girl who got famous for Hawk-Tuing something, then you've probably,
that's the risk you accept.
Money to be gone. Yeah.
But I don't want her on the show. I thought she was funny when she did the clip, and then when she went super corporate and had like all these things set up for her. Someone was saying she's an industry plant. I kind of get that now. She's all for herself. I don't trust her, especially after this. I wouldn't want her on the show after that.
Well, she wanted to come on the mic drop. I told her no, Max.
Okay, good. That's what we really like it. Okay, so I found the image here. There is casting for so the casting for the Harry Potter TV series is heating up. Original Voldemort star supports casting fan favorite Cillian Murphy. I think you say Killian instead of Cillian. I'm not sure. So I would think that would be a good casting as well. But here is an update on this rumor in fan casting from the Hot Mic, where you'll hear it here. I did the timestamp. I think I have it right. Where he basically says they went out of their way to say this ain't going to happen for this specific casting, where they did not go out of their way for the race swap for Snape. They did not go out of their way. They actually said, "Oh, nothing's finalized." But this one, a source for Warner Bros. Like, no, this is not going to happen.
That's a great choice. Damn,
not true. It's not true. I mean, do you think it could be Cumberbatch?
Cumberbatch would be an excellent choice as well. What else is he doing? And certainly, he has shown a propensity to. So Mateer is a damn good actress. Man.
I thought she was great on Ozark.
Oh yeah.
Boris and co. specifically went out of their way to say that the Cillian Murphy rumors are not true about Voldemort.
See, so those hoping for Cillian Murphy Voldemort, probably unlikely to happen according to what he's hearing. Which Cillian Murphy after Oppenheimer, the sky's the limit about his next role anyway. Really, he could probably do anything he wants to, right?
Yeah, but what he hasn't, right? I mean, you would think there's a lot more heat around him. I know people are saying there's still talk of him being used as the next James Bond, but you'd think that this would be too small for him, quite honestly.
I'm still excited for. He's also said later on in this clip that you're going to be most likely, and I honestly think that Jeff just guesses a lot of the time. I don't think he has an insider on all his topics. I just think he's reading the room of the press articles, and he just knows when press articles start, you're gonna get the kids soon. He's saying you're gonna get the Harry Potter, Hermione, Weasley casting before the end of the year or January, and I think he's just taking an educated guess there, which is great. I'm really excited for this next project. Did you want to? I'll bring this up, Joe. Did you want to talk about Harry Potter?
I don't have too much to say, but I did like that the casting rumor that came out today. And it was like Deadline, I think. So it looked like that was from a pretty accurate source.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up this quick article, and then we'll do some voicemails if that sounds good, Voltaire, because it's getting a little bit later. Okay, so there were some other casting rumors they're coming out fast and furious. So far we have I forget the actor's name. Darn it, for Snape, and then Cillian Murphy is probably not going to be Voldemort. Why are you looking at my crotch, AI camera?
Yeah, interesting camera pulling.
Yeah, Mark Strong, Brett Goldstein, and more rumored to be eyed for roles in HBO's Harry Potter TV series.
Yeah,
so that's a good cast right there. He was in Ted Lasso. He was also Hercules, the guy on the left. He's also Hercules in Thor: Love and Thunder.
And supposedly Hercules in future projects, right?
Maybe. Mark Strong, though, that's a pretty
He's
good
tremendous.
Casting. Yeah. Rumors have been swirling about some possible big name additions to the series, including Mark Strong, the Penguin, Brett Goldstein, Ted Lasso, and more. So is that what you were talking about, Joe? That's the casting that you're excited about?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Brett Goldstein, he's good.
Oh, I like Ted Lasso. I just never finished the later seasons.
Huge Muppet fan too.
So Samir immediately has a criticism for Brett Goldstein. He says seems too young for Hagrid. I would say imagine him with a beard.
Yeah. Well, when does this new Harry Potter show take place?
Good question.
Is it
exactly the same timeline? Is it exactly the same?
Harry Potter? I think it's pre-Harry Potter.
No, it's called Harry Potter, so Harry Potter's got to be in it.
All right.
Right?
Well, he might be a baby, right? It might be the story of his parents.
They could honestly, now that you say that, Voltaire, I think an excellent take would be do the series before he's Harry Potter's even born, and then maybe end first season where he's born, and then do second season him growing up, and then get him to
Well, they alluded to a whole big backstory for that, right, throughout the movies, so it would make sense.
8th season, new adaptation of the books. So
is that what it is?
Do you think because it's adaptation of the books, they won't do anything beforehand? It's going to start exactly where the books were. I don't know. But that's you're happy about. What about Mark Strong too, Joe? I know you don't like fantasy as much, but you still like Harry Potter?
Yeah, I like Harry Potter. Harry Potter's one of the only fantasy things I do like.
It's the younger generation Star Wars. Harry Potter was as important to the younger generations as Luke was to ours.
Yeah, what's his name? He's good.
Just as a wand instead of a lightsaber.
Mark Strong. I really liked him as Dr. Savannah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else. It has some. Oh, Papa Isidue is reported for Professor Severus Snape. Sharon Horgan, Bad Sisters. Professor McMonagall. Didn't she pass the original actress recently? Play the late Maggie Smith. Rachel Weisz is also being rumored be maybe on the wish list for the role, as reported earlier this week. As usual, HBO wouldn't confirm or deny anything, merely saying we appreciate that such a high-profile series will draw a lot of rumors and speculation as we make our way through pre-production. We will only confirm details as we finalize deals. And that was only said right after Papa Isidue. But the context there is, according to the insider, Cillian Murphy, they went out of their way saying, no, that's not going to happen. Maybe they went to him. Who knows? I don't know. All right, so I'm excited. Any other thoughts on that before we move on?
So J.K. Rowling is she's very protective of the IP, and she's very involved in the IP, and that IP is terrific. So like even George R.R. Martin says that I don't have the kind of power that she has as far as, telling the studios what I want in everything. So if she's doing what she would consider a more true remake to her books, I feel like this is going to be a slam dunk. So I'm looking forward to it big time.
All right, cool. I think it's good for, like I said, Anthony Beltry in the chat always going off of J.K. Rowling. I don't agree with her commentary, but I care about the IP and what it means for generations. I think this is a story that you keep being told. I think this is an IP that's going to keep moving on. And I think it's going to get new talent, new takes, and I'm ready for a new take on Harry Potter. And the game proves there's no money.
Accuse her of being a plagiarist. It's true.
Yeah.
Sorry, Max.
No, I'm just that's fine. I don't care. You can criticize her. The IP is important to entertainment industry, though, whether you like it or not. And there's a lot of IP there that's got problematic past if you really want to do a lot of research, but whatever. Okay, so let's get to the voicemails. Let me remember how to do this. All right, let me see here. Okay. I will have to do this. Put you in the middle, Voltaire. And I will need to bring up an overlay here. The mic drop overlay.
Nice.
So, now let's listen to some voicemails, and it's not too late. You can leave one now. We'll stay a few extra minutes just to get them, because we might be looking on Twitter, the good news of Twitter, and see what's in the mailbag as well.
A+ segment.
First voicemail.
Test. Voicemail appears to be working.
Oh, wow. That's Voltaire. Test. Voicemail seems to be working. Okay. Let's get this next one here.
Hey, it's Joe. How are you? I'm calling to say, as we get into the Christmas season, that one of my pet peeves.
This is a mic drop.
Is what I like to call the Christmas gatekeepers.
Christmas gatekeepers.
What do I mean by the Christmas gatekeepers? Well, for some reason, it's become a controversial topic whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not.
Really? Wow. This is a great topic, Joe. I say it is, but let's hear the rest.
And to the people who say Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, I say get over yourself and stop gatekeeping. You are not allowed to tell another person how they can celebrate their holiday. If somebody wants to watch Die Hard at Christmas time, that's none of your business. I grew up in an Italian family, and as such, we had all these Italian customs. Then I married my wife, and I have a stepdaughter who was 5 at the time I met her, and her father was German. And she introduced us to a German custom that her father, used to do, where they would hide a pickle on the tree. Now, being Italian, I never heard of this. But I didn't sit there going, that's not something you do at Christmas time. You don't hide a pickle on a tree at Christmas. I didn't do that because that would be a dick thing to do. You respect other people's traditions. And if you want to watch Die Hard at Christmas, you're allowed to. And no one can tell you can't. And if they try to, they're an asshole. Stop holiday gatekeeping. Goodbye.
Wow, that was a hot mic drop.
It really was a mic drop, a holiday mic drop. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to watch Die Hard at Christmas, don't let anyone tell you it's not a Christmas movie. And if you want to hide your pickle, hide the pickle. There you go. I didn't know of this. I didn't know of this tradition. Joe, so you just hide a pickle in a tree, Joe?
Yeah, there's like a pickle ornament, and you put it on the tree, and everyone has to like find the pickle. Okay. I never heard of it. Apparently, it's a German thing.
Won't it start to stink after a while?
Well, no, it's an ornament. It's a fake pickle.
Pickle. Okay. All right. Thank you, Joe. That was the first Joe mic drop call in. Really appreciate it. I think we have one more. Let's see who else we got.
What up, Max? I guess you got this working. I don't know. It said you ain't available. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure you ain't stalking me because you said you was watching the
I am stalking you, Cal. I am stalking you. I saw you all in the Roka chat. I saw you. Yes, that was great. It's great that he watches the big guys, but he still comes around to MMA. I appreciate that.
Cal, he's like one of your girlfriends.
Man, so you stalking me.
Yes.
But anyway, if you're doing that, you ain't gonna find much. But
you ain't gonna find much.
Yeah. So what's up? Why are you watching Roku? You trying to get the inside scoop? You trying to get the inside?
Yes.
What's up with that? What's up? Do you watch other stuff? You know, to try to inform your own channel.
Yes.
It's not a hot take. This is a question.
Yes, I need to know everything. I need to know all the scoops. I need to know all the rumors so we could give you the mic drop take, right?
100%.
Right. We need to know everything that's going on in entertainment. We need to know what's happened with James Gunn's DC. Honestly, he didn't give much today. That's why we stopped watching. It was kind of boring.
Well, actually, we did get something new from James Gunn. Just came out. You ready for this? That? It just came out. Yes. James Gunn is releasing his own cryptocurrency.
That's hilarious, Joe. Good for you.
What's it called?
Crypto the dog.
Cryptocurrency.
Crypto dog.
It's cryptocurrency with a K.
Cryptocurrency. Oh, okay. I get it. Yes.
You know what? I wonder if I'm going to look it up. Is there already a crypto dog cryptocurrency? Because if not, Joe, we got to launch this coin.
Yes. Yes. Crypto. Let me see. Figure Drawings asking us a question. Are you happy about this? Bloomberg from December 2nd recent months.
Holy crap, Joe, there is no crypto the dog cryptocurrency. These dog coins make a lot of money.
Yes.
Oh, there is now.
You actually started it already. Yes. Although DC would come down with the hammer. We don't want to get on James Gunn's bad side.
So we get some
because we want to have him on the show. We want to have James Gunn on the show.
We get somebody in one of these lawless countries in Eastern Europe to start it up. They'll never be able to go after them.
At least 10 big name U.S. companies, including Walmart, Boeing, Ford, Motor Co., and Lowe's, have announced they're scrapping or stepping back DEI-related initiatives. I really don't want to talk about that. My only point was to say that there are incentives to doing it. With anything, there could be issues in some implementation, which can be discriminatory towards certain workers. That's all I'm saying. So I think I'm not against DEI, but I'm not saying it's a flawless initiative.
I will say, and I'm very comfortable saying, and if I have to put a disclaimer, I will say that my opinions are my own and don't extend to MME as a whole, although they should because they are right and just. But I will say, speaking for me, if anyone has a problem with diversity, you're an asshole. That's how I feel.
No, I don't have problems with that.
Mic drop.
No, I don't have problems. And this is why I didn't want. Thanks a lot, Figure Drawing. You didn't even pay me to bring this up, so I'm going to move on. But some of the programs and things that they make employees do, depending on who's implementing the initiatives, are problems with the people not being for diversity. So there you go. And people do make money off of it too. There you go. Moving on. Cryptocurrency, that's the future. That's really disappointing about the Hawk Tuah girl, that she took money like that. Really, really disappointing. I was expecting she'd be better than that. Okay, let me bring
anyone who invests money with a girl who got famous for spitting on, you know what, you deserve to lose money. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
Depends on how you lost the money.
By investing in something she's promoting.
I mean, yeah.
It doesn't seem wise to me.
Yeah, no, and that, I don't invest cryptocurrency into her. Like, I mean, if she's walking the streets, I think there's some things you might, invest some money in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. But if she was selling an ice cream sandwich, I wouldn't buy it. Okay.
I'm just saying, if you're putting money into what she's been selling, it hasn't been cryptocurrency.
I get it.
We have one question in the mailbag, although I posted it late. Max, thanks for Figure Drawing. Do you still want to branch out and watch more horror movies? I want to branch out and enjoy as much entertainment as possible. Because early on my YouTube career, I was complaining a lot, rightfully so. Talking, oh God, do we want to bring up that again with Joe? I've never been more triggered by you with your take on George Lucas. That night, I was like,
"What's your take on George Lucas?"
You blew my mind.
What's your take on George Lucas?
With your take on George Lucas in that interview, where you played it on the last stream, and you said he was just joking. He wasn't upset with.
Yeah, that was obvious. Like he was laughing.
Oh God.
Like I mean, like it's that's not even like debatable. Like
yes, it is debatable.
It's clear as day that was a joke. Like I mean. Don't fall for the grifters. They tried to put things in there.
I believe it too. Voltaire, do you know the infamous Charlie Rose shortly after George Lucas interview where George Lucas sold to Kathy and Bob Iger, and Kathy was alluding that they're going to use him as a consultant. He's going to be included in the process. And then he's talking in the Charlie Rose interview about it being like a divorce. And they're not doing it, so he shouldn't be around, and then called Disney white slavers and just said that was a joke, which yes, in a joke, but he kind of meant it as well.
He did not kind of mean it.
Yes, he did.
But Joe, that coupled with what came out in the Bob Iger book, you don't think that kind of was him being salty?
No, he stood up for Bob Iger. No, he came out and said, I sold the thing. I realized they weren't going to do it my way, and the best thing for me to do was step aside because they weren't doing it my way. So
your interpretation that was all kosher and willing.
Yes,
that was not willing.
No, he was willing. He said it. He was forced. He walked away willingly. He said, I realized I was going to just get in their way, so I walked away. And then Charlie Rose says, he goes, yeah, because these are like my children. And Charlie Rose goes, but you sold them. And he laughed and went, yeah, I sold them to the white slavers.
Yes.
And it was a joke. It was clearly a joke.
I thought he was joking too when I first heard that, but coupled with the Bob Iger book, where he was under the impression that they were going to use his whatever, and then he figured out they weren't and figured out there's nothing he could do about it.
And then he came out himself and said that his ideas for the sequels weren't commercial. He's like, yeah, nobody would like those movies anyway. Like he said that. He knew.
Well, I think you're there was more going on, but you're getting the public response to after where he seemed very upset to me for people that are fans of George and what he was thinking, and it rightfully so, like Degrassi said in the chat, but he sold it, so he can't be complaining because he 100%. Sold it, and that is accurate too. But I really think he thought it was going to go different. I really do.
Yeah, but you know what? He sold it, and he appointed his successor,
and he's not angry about it.
That is on him.
And he's not angry about it. He's been very cool about it. He's visited the sets.
I don't think he's been completely cool.
Oh no, he has visited. He's been supportive. He's visited the sets. He when there was they tried to oust Iger from the board. He came as the #1 investor in Disney and stood up for Iger. Across the board, he has been supportive of Disney.
Okay, well, agree to disagree. I think there's a different take from it. I at least would say there's just, it's not just so cut and dry, I think, and there's a different opinion subjectively you can have on how it all went down, including Voltaire said more context, read Bob Iger's book. It wasn't all sunshine and roses, the situation.
True. And what Kingdom of Nerds is saying, our good friend, he's 100% right. He had decades to make his own movie before he sold it.
That's true. Yes, I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree. All right. And some of the enthusiasm was from people getting it away from George too. There were those audience members. I disagree with them.
The best thing, I'll tell you, people get too hung up on who the creator is, but people forget, sometimes the creator is not the best person for a franchise. Disney basically saved Star Wars from its own creator. Lucas was the one that gave us the midi-chlorians, and the prequels were hated. And I'll tell you, it extends to Star Trek too. Star Trek was never better than when Gene Roddenberry stepped away.
Good God, Joe.
It's true. Look at Next Generation. When did Next Generation get good? Season 3. When did Gene Roddenberry step away? Season 3. What's everyone's favorite Star Trek movie? Wrath of Khan. Which one did Gene Roddenberry hate? Wrath of Khan.
I didn't know he hated it. I didn't know he hated it.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
They removed him after the first one. He made one Star Trek movie, the motion picture. People didn't like it. He got ousted. Harv Bennett came in, and then Harv Bennett made that film franchise a success, and Roddenberry sat around writing notes about how much.
If it wasn't for Wrath of Khan, the Star Trek history would be completely different. That really, yeah. All right, so Figure Drawing says, so my point of that was saying I want to enjoy more things that I haven't experienced before. I want to love more in entertainment, music, movies, video games. So besides horror, there's other, I'm trying to think of, I want to get back in the anime for one. Okay, so have you seen Smile 2? No, I actually asked to watch it with my wife because I heard really great things about the acting, and she said I already saw it, so I didn't watch it. Have you ever end up watching the Evil Dead movies and or the show? I've seen the first Evil Dead movie in one episode of the show. I'm going to watch the Evil Dead 2.
You haven't watched Army of Darkness?
I've seen parts of Army of Darkness in the past. I don't know if I've ever seen it all the way through. I stream. I'm going to watch movies. Okay. So that's the mailbag. We did the voicemail. We could probably do good news of Twitter for like 10, 15 minutes, then end the show, if that sounds good with you guys.
Yeah, I just want to say, speaking of anime, there is a Netflix. It's an old manga, but they released it recently on Netflix, the first season. It's a anime called, what's it called? It's Dan. It's a stupid name.
Yeah, that's what RJ was recommending. Dan.
Oh, was he? Oh, yeah, it's wonderful.
Oh, really? You've been watching it? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't
watch a lot of anime, but I pick and choose, and that one's good.
All right, cool. So here is the James Gunn animated James Gunn at the beginning.
Bruce.
Beginning of Creature Commandos. It was not James Gunn's idea at all. The animators were so happy to work with James, they decided to surprise him with this. He had no input whatsoever, but then he approved it afterwards. It had nothing to do with James.
All right.
So that's the story that James is saying, which I'm okay if that's plausible. But I think he's like, I think he would work with the animators, like put me in there. He was already in Harley Quinn too. So there you go. What did you think of the animated James Gunn making a return after Harley Quinn, Joe? Do you enjoy seeing this?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
He's a handsome cartoon.
I'd put myself in everything if I was him.
Yeah, he does. He does. He's very iconic now. People are saying, like, is he the next Stan Lee or Feige? I think he's something different. I think he's better than Feige, honestly.
I agree.
He's the greatest hero DC has.
Well, we'll see. Maybe he will become a hero within the DC and he'll have his own comic, James Gunn.
By the way, there's a guy. I'm not going to throw shade by naming him. I won't name him, but there's a guy with a YouTube channel. You may know the guy I mean. He starts off every video by saying, "All right, everybody, I'm back with another DC update."
Yes.
This guy, man.
That's the part of him I like.
What a joke.
I like his intro.
This guy just has the biggest hate boner for James Gunn.
He does have a super boner. Yes.
Because
he believes everything.
He's always like, if Superman comes out and it's good, I will give it a fair review. It's like, no, you won't. You've already written your review. You already hate it.
Funniest thing that he believed, and this will tell Voltaire everything you need to know about this YouTube content creator, is he does good because people do like to hate on Gunn. His videos do really good. He's always got that narrative, that skew, and that bias. But he believed the Axel Braun post on X, who does Korn parodies, that they were getting a Korn star for Lex Luthor. And he ran with that. And he was like, see, that's how James Gunn is. Wacky James Gunn getting a Korn star, won't bring Henry Cavill back, but he'll get a... So he believed the Axel Braun promoting his Korn parodies, that they were actually getting that for Lex or Superman. Yes.
I was watching him today because I hate watch his videos. Like, I mean, the guy's got the most punchable face I've ever seen.
I don't know. I disavow that.
That's all right. You can avow it. I didn't say his name. It's avowable because I didn't say his name.
You're not a violent man,
but he was going on today about.
Are you being serious, Samir?
He was going on today about how James Gunn said that the scripts weren't ready yet for Booster Gold and Waller, and he's like, yeah, he said the scripts for Waller and Booster Gold weren't up to his standards yet. You get that? His standards. It's all about him. It's all about him. It's his standards.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, because he's the head of the studio, you dumbass.
No, James, that is something James Gunn, I applaud him for. This is a problem with the industry, that they don't finish anything. And that the most important thing is not quality, it's release dates. And he has said this. They will start something because they want to keep a release date without the whole story. That's why movies are suffering, and then the talent gets blamed. The animators, the directors, which get a movie started with big gaps in the story. And he has called Marvel and Feige out for that.
Oh boy.
So yes, it is about James Gunn approving it. And honestly, look at Kathy Kennedy. If you follow the facts, there's been issues with some of the projects getting started, and she checks on it later when it's already in production.
Careful.
This is facts. This is Obi-Wan. This is Solo. These are facts, Joe. You can't deny these.
I'll tell you something else. I think that guy's full of crap because he claims he's a voice actor. He's not a voice actor. He's making that up. When have you been like, oh no, when have you been like reading a book on tape and you're like, oh, I'm going to go listen to the new Hunger Games book. Hey, everybody. And then Katniss, no, he hasn't done any voice acting. Hey, everybody, come down to McDonald's and get a cheeseburger. He's full of shit. He's not a voice actor.
Okay. Well, this is the official update from James. Time for a DC update. I know exactly what you're talking. I actually love that. I wanted to steal that, but I can't.
Go ahead, steal it.
What are you talking about, Bruce? Obi-Wan was filming and they stopped. Solo was filming, and almost that when it was almost complete before they found out that it wasn't working. Do you think that would happen with James Gunn? I don't think so. I don't. No. That's wasted money, just like Justice League.
But I don't think
Justice League was almost done filming before they found out that they didn't like what Zack was doing. Well, they already didn't like from BVS, but they let him film it. What they should have done, if they were going to do that, is they should have delayed filming Justice League. If they were going to do it, if they weren't happy with Zack, that's what a good management would do, right? Right, Voltaire. Even if it was going to start filming next month, you'd say halt, stop production.
I always have
100% they started filming Obi. By the way,
I always have maintained that Zack Snyder never would have shot a single frame of film on Justice League if he hadn't already been on set when Batman v Superman opened. Like the fact that that was going into production immediately is the only thing that saved his job on that movie. Because when that movie came out, it was so hated that if it had been 2 months away, 3 months away, he would have been gone.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, what did you say, Voltaire? Oh, Samir and Bruce do not believe me that it was filming and it stopped. They had everyone on set. They stopped. Right. They said there's problems. We got to rework it. And it was like a year later that they got it started again.
They either just started or were about to start, but they had
they had people on set.
Yeah.
Ready.
That's a fact.
I don't need the source. You're the one that doesn't know it. This is what
I've never
does. This is what
I've never heard that before.
I know for
I'll find the source right now.
I don't need to. You go find it. It happened. You'll find it. You Google it, you'll find it. You have Google? I wanted to see it, but it's hard for her to watch a movie together, and she says, I already saw it. That's all. Okay, so James says, sort of, now not a few days, we're doing a day and a half of pickup shoots, no scenes, no reshoots, just a handful of individual shots to enhance the film, is what he's saying about what's happening with Superman. No, so he's not saying reshoots, no scenes, individual shots to enhance the film. I don't even no scenes and it's individual shot. Okay, I'm expecting great things regardless. So, all right, here we go. One of the greatest westerns. Do you agree? The Young Guns.
Oh, I love those movies.
I never saw it.
What? Really, Joe?
I haven't seen a lot. I'm not a big Western guy. I mean, I've seen a few Westerns, but
yeah, that was for the time. I mean, okay, those first two those movies are tremendous.
They're fun. They're fun.
You have those on VHS, Max?
Yes, both of them. I have them sealed.
Wow.
Okay, someone said it just occurred to me that Supergirl is starting to film in January, and James Gunn is doing not pickups, no scenes, just shots. And they were speculating that they could get Amelia Alcock as Supergirl. So, I mean, it might not happen. RJ thinks it already happened if it happened, that they already did it. I don't know if when they were filming Superman Legacy or Superman 25, people like to say, that they had a camera ready Supergirl in costume, or maybe she wouldn't be in costume. I don't know. Do you think she is actually going to be in Superman, though? Do you think, what's your likelihood to put a percentage on it, put a mic drop percentage on it, Voltaire, of her likelihood of at least being a scene in Superman? I would say 75%. I would be shocked if they didn't have.
I think 75%, but as like not as Supergirl, but as, you know what I mean, the alter ego.
O'Kara?
Yeah.
Okay. Joe, I'm looking forward to Supergirl more than Superman, personally, because I don't think Supergirl's has had enough time to shine.
What do you mean you're looking forward to it more than Superman?
Because we've had a lot of great Superman movies. I'm looking more forward to the other characters in Superman and Superman himself. Although I'm still looking forward to him.
I did like that old Supergirl film.
But yeah, I found that on VHS too. But I don't think she's had her time to shine. Yes, she had her own movie back when Christopher Reeves, and then she was in The Flash. And I like Sasha Calle as Supergirl, but there wasn't a lot to do for her in that movie for me personally. I want to see a full movie as she's the main character. I want to see what they do with that. I think Millie Alcock is a great actress. I like her in Game of Thrones, House of Dragon.
Sure.
So, what, Joe, are you looking forward to it more than? And what would be your percentage? Do you think that she would make it at least a cameo in the Superman movie?
I think she's probably going to make a cameo in it.
Yeah.
I mean, am I looking forward to it? Yeah, good director. Director of Cruella. Cruella was a phenomenal film. I would have been a little more excited if they kept Sasha Calle, however you say her name. I really wish they'd kept her. I don't know this actress. I don't watch Game of Thrones. I'm not familiar with her. I'm sure she's good.
She's very good. You're gonna love her as Supergirl.
Also, I don't know how faithful they're going to be to the comic story. Like, I know it's based on a comic story, but I started reading the Woman of Tomorrow storyline, and it was okay. But I'm reading it and I'm thinking, I don't know that this is what I would have done for a first movie, because it's kind of out there. It's like, it's on another planet, and it's like, I don't know if it's a good entry point for new viewers. So I don't know how faithful they're going to be. They may be using the title like they made Civil War was a comic and Civil War was a movie, and they weren't similar at all. So I don't know. Like, I'm curious to see where this is going to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's all I had about Supergirl. Any other thoughts? I think it's gonna be great. I'm very happy that it's starting to film in January.
Degrassi says there's some of Peter David's Supergirl in there. Now, I loved Peter David's run on Supergirl, but Peter David's run on Supergirl was similarly weird. It was good, but she was an earthbound angel. And they got into some pretty weird, heady concepts there. Again, I loved it. I don't know if that's really accessible to a mainstream audience just coming in the door.
Mm-hmm. This is a take James Gunn interacted with a fan probably on Blue Sky, which I'm going to be on Blue Sky soon. I know that's where Joe's at. It's where a lot of people are at.
It's where it's at.
Max is also on Truth Social, everybody.
I am on Truth Social.
He's on Truth Social Part 2.
No. What if I go on True Social and start posting movie news? What am I gonna do there? I'd be alone. It'd be a waste of effort. I mean, I actually, if there was something to benefit from going there, I would. There's no reason for me to go to True Social. There's some reason for me to go to Blue Sky. A lot of industry creatives are there, and they seem to be, even if they are still on X, they seem to be more active on Blue Sky. So there's a reason to do it. Now, if Blue Sky starts letting us stream there too, that would be amazing. If they start paying their influencers, Okay, but this is about the intro to DC Studios movies. You have the animated classic style Superman breaking the chains, and people asked if they were going to get interest for each movie. Like, if you're going to get Supergirl one tomorrow, are you going to have Supergirl? If you have Batman the Brave and the Bold, are you going to have a classic look of Batman? So James Gunn said, no, it's mainly going to be Superman. So every once in a while, they might do something different, but this is going to be your intro to DC Studios. I actually think it'd be cooler if they did each character retro, like even Green Lantern and all that. So
that's fine. But I love this.
Yeah. So here's his actual quote about it. Love the first 2 episodes. I was surprised to see the Superman DC ID at the start. Will all DC stuff use the Superman ID, or will be character feature changed based on project? He's our MGM lion. It will usually be him.
Usually. There you go.
Yeah, usually. So maybe when they do Batman the Brave, the Bold, that would be a way to differentiate it from the Batman Part 2 and Part 3. I think that would be a good time to switch it up and do the classic Batman.
Sure.
Maybe like the Trinity. If you do Wonder Woman, that would be my take. Okay. What time is it? I can't see that for some reason my computer. Oh, we're over 2 hours.
Yeah, just real quick, and you probably already discussed this. How do you guys feel about Craven releasing the first 9 minutes of the film?
I didn't see it yet.
I haven't watched it yet, but to me, it's an absolute sign of faith in the movie, because not necessarily faith in the box office.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're trying to draw people. I think the tracking's very low, but I've said for a while, Sony has mad faith in this movie, because when you want to bury a movie, you put it in February, you put it in late January. Those are where you bury the movies you have no faith in. They needed to shuffle their schedule, and they said Craven's a holiday movie. That's the big show. That's where you put your big releases. And they looked at their schedule and said, where do we put Craven? Holiday season, Christmas. That to me is like, we know we got something good here. And then the tracking was low, and they're like, we're so confident that this is good. We're going to show you the first 9 minutes because we think you're going to look at that and it's going to hook you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sony thinks they got something here. Doesn't mean people are going to go see it, but they got faith.
All right.
I took it as them being terrified it's going to flop, and they're trying to say, this is not like our other crap we've produced. This is much better. Watch this 8 minutes.
Yeah, but you're saying the same thing I am. You're saying the same thing I am. That shows they have faith. They're like, if they're confident, this isn't like what was before, and they want you to see it, That's a show that they're not afraid of what you're going to think of those 8-9 minutes.
Right. They're trying to say that this is not Madam Web. We promise. Come see it. Look, looks cool. And it did look cool, by the way. Go watch it. That first 8 minutes, it did look very interesting.
Hey, Voltaire, have I convinced you at all for the PlayStation? Did you get any deals? Maybe.
No, I did not actually.
This is going to be on This is going to be on PlayStation. Remember, I'm going to send you a big stack of games to borrow if you pull the trigger.
Yeah, I didn't do it on Black Friday, but I haven't excluded it.
Okay, so here is Indiana Jones, which is also going to be on PlayStation. It's no longer Xbox exclusive. This is really cool that you get to play the original movies. Look how close it follows. Although that looks a little creepy. Oh, for Melina, that doesn't look right for some reason. I don't like the CG version of him there. But look how closely that's great, and it's getting good reviews. This is also, it's a cinematic, but it's a gameplay you running from the boulder.
Well, yeah, it would have to be pretty cinematic if they're copying it to this extent.
Yeah. So I hope people like Indiana Jones. I think it's a good thing for gaming, and it's also, from what I heard, I don't mean this is from IGN, and Steven Spielberg and George Lucas worked with the production of it. What was that?
Music.
Oh, thanks, Samir. We'll play the best version of the PS5 Pro. You have the PS5 Pro. Bruce says it still looks bad. I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks good.
It's tough. This is one of the greatest films ever made. Undeniably.
And honestly, if you pay, I think this is a way for Indiana Jones to live on until they decide to do what next for the IP, because Harrison's done, right? They might do Young Indiana Jones. IGN gave the Penguin a 5. Come on, IGN does some clickbaity review scores just to keep.
The faces are, distracting is a good way to describe them. Figure drawing.
Yeah, the faces aren't perfect, but the gameplay looks good.
Or uncomfortable or something. I don't know how to describe it. Like that looks weird right there. Like it shouldn't look. I don't know.
Huh? All right. Let me see. Oh, this is cool. Kobe Smulders and the guy I forgot his name, but I know Joe likes him because he was in a Muppets movie.
Jason Segel.
Well,
I've been a fan of his since Freaks and Geeks. I always say
Freaks and Geeks.
He's one of my 2 straight man crushes.
He's hilarious.
They're reunited for an Apple Plus show. Do you know what this show is, Joe?
It must be Shrinking.
So Joe, it's a show Joe was pimping
Shrinking.
earlier.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Okay.
I haven't seen this episode yet. I don't know if it's aired yet, but
I like him a lot. He's very funny. What's the movie? I Love You, Man is a great underrated film.
Oh, yeah. He had a really funny story about when he and Harrison Ford started working together. Like they asked Harrison Ford to be on the show, and Harrison Ford wasn't familiar with him. So Harrison Ford watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Have you both seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He's got the scene where he drops his towel, and like he has a full frontal scene in that. So he said after Harrison Ford watched the movie, he came to the set, looked at Jason Segel, and just said, "Nice dick."
Nice.
Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate that. I think since I was paid to watch it.
Watch what?
Terrifier 1 through 3.
Oh, were you really? Oh, Mac, you won't be able to handle Terrifier.
I was Fourth paid $75.
Well, that's a lot of money
for me to watch all 3. I'm like, I said I was gonna watch 1, and he's like, "You're 75." He's like, "How much for you to watch 1?" I'm like, "I'd say at least 20, probably." And he's dropped 75. Drop 1, watch 1 through 3. I'm like, oh god. I'm gonna do it.
Are you doing this?
I think Sunday or sometime soon.
Do you have any Valium?
No.
Or Xanax, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't think you can handle gross funny. It's super gross. Figure trying.
Happy Creature Commandos Day. There's the set. There's the people on the set. I think that's we're there's not much left to talk about here. I think that's Here's Dave Batista, you know, really looking like Hugo Strange. I think it would be perfect. I don't know a lot about the character. I know he's a psychologist. Like RJ said, he's obsessed with Batman. He's got the look. I think also the type of character, it would really challenge Dave Batista. I think this is the type of role that he would like to do. That's why I think he already looks like it. I think they may already be talking with him about it. And I think it's likely. Dude's hung like a moose for who? Siegel or Batista?
I think you mean Siegel.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. That's the mic drop.
I can't see Dave Batista as Hugo Strange. Like, I couldn't see that one at all.
Did you see the M. Night Shyamalan movie where, what was that, Knock at the Door or whatever?
Oh, God, that was a damn good movie.
He's so good in that. He does some legitimate acting in that.
Yeah, that's like the best thing Shyamalan's done in years.
Yeah,
Kelly didn't make it. Kelly didn't make it all the way through the show. She loves just sitting here by me, you know.
There you go.
I didn't get months. That's great. Very relaxing. Mm-hmm. You need a bath. I got to get her treats. And I got to get her a harness. I want to start walking her a lot more for both of our health. All right. So, Voltaire, if you'd be so kind, but after you tell people where they could start investing in your crypto.
So Joe and I will be starting a new cryptocurrency, crypto coin. We will not rug anybody. And we're going to get together with our friends in Eastern Europe so we don't get sued for copyright and look for crypto coin.
Awesome. And then...
All right, good luck, everyone.
No, you can't do that when he's going to do... You can't do that when he's into the show. You want to be a guest again, Joe? You can't do that. He's our co-host. This is Voltaire's show.
You poisoned the well, Joe. Good night and good luck, everyone.